Welcome to Tin Visions. My name is Tin. Today I will be talking to you about my first collection, Raw collection. It only sounds dirty if you're dirty. I released this collection on Christmas 2022, almost a year ago. I feel like it's pretty appropriate time to make this video. I made myself some tea, but I'll get later to it because Raw collection consists of 13 paintings divided into 4 categories of 3 paintings, which is 12 plus 1 painting, a self-portrait, which makes it 13. Raw collection wouldn't be complete without a raw diary, which is available on Amazon. 57 poems in this book. Some of them are talking about paintings and some of them are really not. Since this is a trilogy and this is the first part, maybe it's needed for the rest, but kinda not. Take it as this. I released this collection last year when I was 21, and I really hope that in 10 years I will think that this is all bad. I'm already making the second collection and some of these works feel really not to the level. This collection is called Raw because it is. No, I never went to an art class. I taught myself everything. I'm actually a drawer. I'm not really a painter, but for some reason I decided to paint. Wait, where's my tea? Found it. Okay, let's begin with dreams. If you like this video, please like it. If you don't, I don't usually dream, but when I do, I do. The first painting we are gonna talk about is The Realm Inside. That one. God gave me a gift, a realm to which I run. Inside is warm and a lot of fun. Figures are clear as day, like they got something to say. Closely listen, you might hear screaming visions you shouldn't fear. It's a place in my mind where I go. It's a beach and it's warm. It's nice. In my paintings, I use a mermaid as a symbol of inspiration, and you can see that this one is like pretty dead. Next painting I'm gonna talk about is called Balzar, or Balzar? Also like that. Balzar is a creature that I sometimes see in my dreams, and it wouldn't be half as weird if my friend didn't also see Balzar in her dreams. We were never scared of Balzar, but he's just there. Next painting I'm gonna talk about is called 3 AM. It's that one. The painting is showing an artist without arms, and there is a trickster that is painting. There is also like a little duck, and everything is a little bit on fire. Now we can move to the next category called visions. Okay, just a sec. In today's times, it's very hard for outside world not to get to you. Me being an artist, I got affected by it and I have opinion of it. And this is what visions talk about. The first painting of the collection is this one on the right. I painted this one on the floor. I didn't know what I was doing. This was mostly my learning canvas. I don't know why I started painting. I'm a drawer. I kinda never been painting before. I dabbled into it, but it was really not. Let's be honest, it was whack. But that's the thing with art, it takes time. One day I decided to buy the largest canvas they had in the store and paint, even though I don't paint, and I made this one. The name of this painting is Mr. Musk. Yeah, I know it's pretty weird, but I'll read a poem. To the literature. Don't you know what curiosity has done to a cat? Made its mama knit in black. What possibly out there can we find? It's proven that thirst makes people go blind. Keep in mind we're gonna find the same misery we left behind. I don't really like to talk too much about interpretations of art, because I think that's your job of a viewer if you're interested enough to dig deeper into a work. I think it's more important to fill someone's tummy with food than to feed someone's curiosity. It's my opinion, I'm an artist. You go paint your own painting if you disagree. Next painting. The meatball. Meatball consists of 33 figures. There is a devil playing a violin, meat is dancing in the circles, and there is some guy with oranges. This is a painting about war. There is also a poem in it, and but I will not talk too much about it. But in a nutshell, I don't see war as being anything more than a bunch of meat dancing around in circles, which is available on Amazon. Ta-da! Is this one. This painting goes pretty well with the previous two ones. If you're familiar with the Bible, you're gonna be a little excited, because this is a whore of Babylon. In the Bible, she is depicted in purple, that's why the background is purple. And she also appears riding a beast of 7 heads and 10 horns. The whore of Babylon is used as a symbol of evil. As I said, it's very fitting for the previous two paintings. To be honest, I'm getting a little bit tired from changing all the paintings like back and forth. Let's continue to the next category of paintings called Genesis, and we can do it. I find Bible as being such a great piece of literature. It's full of symbolism. Plus, it's interesting that things that were written so many years ago are still held true to this day. Some of it, doubtably, but nevertheless, I find it interesting, so that's why I'm painting it. And to begin with, the first painting is a Garden of Eden. I will also not go into any depth with these stories, because all the information is already available and someone can present it to you better than I can. In Garden of Eden, there were 2 forbidden fruits, one of knowledge, so they knew they were naked, and one of immortality. And I decided to make it apple. I decided to put the fruit of knowledge as red and the fruit of immortality as green. I'm gonna come back to that later a bit. And there are also 4 little crows there, because I really like crows. They're pretty smart, but that's for another day. Next. Next, we're gonna talk about the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. If I am, I don't care. It's a story in which God deemed people so unfixable that he poured sulfur fire rain on them, and God told Lot, his 2 daughters and wife, to leave the cities and not look back. And his wife looked back, and for punishment God turned her into a pillar of stone or salt or whatever, because she didn't trust in him. And later on, some weird stuff happens with those two daughters and their father on a mountain. Go and educate yourself if you're willing. Now we made it to the third painting, which is called Sarah's Laugh. This painting depicts the moment where God, in a company of two angels, Gabriel and Michael, visited Abraham and his wife Sarah, and went to deliver them the news that when he visits them the following year, that they are going to have a newborn baby, at which Sarah laughed because she was like super old. I didn't really dare to paint God's face, so I turned him on the other way, and I painted him gold, and if you can see, I also painted his steps gold, so wherever his steps, there is gold. And one of my favorite figures painted in this collection is this little lamb. I think it's so adorable. And I decided to paint Abraham and his wife Sarah naked because we're people and there's nothing wrong with being naked, because that's how God created us. Unless you're in public or around children, and then that's fucked up. Moving on to the next category, it's my love for literature. It's Dante Alighieri. I'll see you in a second. The best thing about this cup is that if you look inside, like here, while you're drinking, you can look at a little pussy. I decided Dante Alighieri as a writer. I find Divine Comedy very inspiring. It's a great piece of work, but there are some things that I gotta say about it. First of all, Divine Comedy is his first and only work. If we speak about Limbo, he put himself on the same level as the greatest minds of those time, and I find that a bit rude. Arrogant, that would do. And I absolutely love everything about it. To put him a little bit on his spot, I decided to paint him on the left side, which is a left's dominant side for paintings. Virgil. And Virgil is like double the size of Dante by painting Virgil the other size. Anyways, let's talk about Inferno. It's one of my favorite paintings, and this painting depicts a forest where people go who decide they don't want to be on this earth anymore. And by Dante, these people in afterlife don't deserve their bodies since they didn't cherish them in this life. So in the other world, they're turned into trees. I decided to paint Van Gogh because he kind of himself. He decided to do that. So by Dante, he's there chilling. There is another figure which is growing out of the roots, out of Van Gogh. And what do you think, who can that be? Dante's guide is missing, and he ran in a hole I imagined in my closet. The next painting of the collection is Heaven, or Paradiso, is paradise. I decided to depict Beatrice being carried by Dante up the higher spheres of heaven as a symbol of love lifts you up. I guess the figures in the sky symbolize the number of the spheres we are in, which is 7th, 6th, and that's the sphere where just leaders go. Around like a week or two after I released this painting, so after Christmas, a pope died. And it's quite interesting because I painted him here, and the other figure next to is my grandma, and she just like came to chill there because she cool. Okay, we are almost done. That's 12 paintings, but we need one more, 13, because I was born on 13th of March. So we need one more. And that's primus, which means first. Quack quack, you said fuck in deep blue, your mind is stuck. That ain't good for you. I got something to get you through. Dak pulls out a bottle of gin, in red boldly, written thin. I'll not continue, but just so you get a vibe. And that'll kind of be the vibe for the second collection, I guess. Where else have you seen a green apple before? There's also a face mask to indicate the time period in which it was made. I painted this in my room right there, and I'll not show it. So, and there is also a clock. Wait, let me try to find this poem. How does a clock tick without its hands? How does a heart beat without a sense? Something here must be terribly wrong. I knew it all along. Clock has an additional number. Those two are missing from the garden. I put down my book, I fixed at my look. Oh shoot, I set up the hook. Poor Dante will get lost in the forest. His guide ran into a hole I imagined in my closet. Enough of internet for today. I remember the time just before releasing my collection, I was very nervous and doubting myself and doubting, was it good, was it worthy, having all of these questions. And then I found a picture of myself when I was younger. It's a cute picture. There are these colors repeating in the same order. I decided to do them in this collection, and for me that was really a sign that I'm doing something that I should, and that I'm on the right path for the green apple and immortality. Perhaps I will reach that immortality through my art, or I will at least die trying and doing what I love. Bye, strangers.